Okay, I think we gave our latecomers enough time to join in. We're going to go ahead and get started. Thanks everyone for joining today. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Taryn and I work with Knowify's customer success team. And what we're going to be discussing today is using Knowify with Zapier. We're pretty proud to announce that we are officially a live app in Zapier. So you can actually go to their store, you can or to their website and connect connect Zapier to your Knowify account, so you can get a lot of extra functionality out of your Knowify features as well as other apps that will be connecting to Knowify. And I'm going to be joined today by Tack from the Exchange Agency. He's going to give you a little bit of experience and a story regarding a customer that he has that is using Zapier with his Knowify account to get a little bit of extra functionality. I'm going to see if I can unmute you real quick. Feel free to say your little quick hello, Tack, and I'll bring you in a little bit later on to discuss your specific case.
Yeah, hello everybody. My name is Tack from Exchange. We're located in Winnipeg, and then I'm tuning in from Winnipeg. I am excited and a little bit nervous to talk about our integration, but I will do my best.
Excellent. Thanks again for joining in, Tack.
No problem.
And we're also joined by Mark, our CEO.
Hello everyone. We are definitely excited also here. We've been waiting for this integration a long time. We are proud that it's here, and I think that with Taryn, you'll see all the power and all the limitless possibilities that you can actually achieve with Zapier.
Awesome. So I'm going to go ahead and get us started here by just discussing, what is Zapier and what it's going to be used for. And I'd also like to kind of say this is a little extra exciting for me because, we use Zapier internally. We're big fans of using this software because it really can help automate a lot of your flows to help from things like double entry and just extra work inside the office. And at its core, what Zapier is a middleman software that will connect to your two of your softwares, but in this case, to your Knowify account, so you can get more of an integration with Knowify and your other apps. You're familiar perhaps with how Knowify connects with QuickBooks, where we have this direct integration where everything goes from Knowify to QuickBooks. But we also do have the ability to connect to your Zapier account, which will then connect to things like Gmail and other apps that we'll be discussing. So you're not just limited to apps that integrate with QuickBooks, but just about any of the thousands of apps that are going to work with the Zapier account. This is just some definitions from Zapier's website. What they refer to is zaps, which are individual actions that are triggered inside their software from other softwares that will then cause an integration. And I'm going to show a demonstration of this because a lot of it's going to be much clearer once I show it. But just to give an example of why use Zapier, what it can help you with. One of the most common things we see people use the Zapier integration for is getting more CRM functionality. Although Knowify does have the ability to keep track of your clients list, give you a little bit more information on where you stand with leads, with your bids, there are a lot of great softwares out there that will actually specialize in this. They help you track where your leads are coming from, which lead sources are the most beneficial for your company, where you get your biggest leads, where you get your most leads. And so if you want a software that does that, but you don't want to have to double enter from that software into Knowify, this is one thing that Zapier can help with a lot. It'll look at either your Knowify account and enter into the CRM, or the CRM account and enter into Knowify, and it just helps so you never have to do extra work using multiple softwares. Another thing that can help with a lot is notifying your crew and clients of different actions happening in Knowify. Obviously, Knowify does have a lot of neat features to help you with things like email notification, sending out documents to your clients. But if you want a lot of these actions to perform automatically without having to click anything additional in Knowify, that's something else that Zapier can help with a lot. Our third one we're discussing here is web forms and being able to have customers sign up for your services through websites or just enter themselves as a customer into your account without you having to do that for them. This is something that TAC is going to be demonstrating a little bit later on when he discusses his client. But this way, through Zapier integration, you can get a little bit more interaction with your customers direct from the website to Knowify. And what we're really discussing here is the idea of automating your workflows, the idea of not having to double enter, not having to manually make changes between one software and another, and just have Zapier take care of all of this for you. So here are some common apps that people will connect with Knowify. For those of you who aren't aware, Slack is great as a communication tool if you need instant messaging. It can help you set up chatting channels for specific topics. And it's just a great way to keep the entire team in touch. We actually use this internally and we integrate it with our Zapier account. And it's a great way to make sure everyone's all on the same page without us having to manually message each other. You know, different events, throughout our company will notify the Slack channel so everyone's aware of what's happening at any point in time. Gmail, everyone's probably a little bit more familiar with. But being able to integrate with Gmail, and this is what I'm going to demonstrate with my Knowify account, can help you send out information to your customers, send out information to your field staff, all through just using your Knowify account as you normally would without having to manually write anything. This also goes for Google Sheets. It's a great way to be able to keep a database of something like your product catalog in a sheet so it can then update in Knowify. You can also make that work vice versa. And then we listed off 3 different CRM packages that work with Zapier. Again, a lot of different CRM packages will work with your Zapier account. HubSpot, Insightly, and Pipedrive are some of the most popular ones we see people using with Knowify and Zapier. And we're big fans of Pipedrive internally. If you ever have questions on that one, feel free to reach out to our team as well. And what I'll discuss first here regarding the actual integration between Knowify and Zapier is flows that go from Knowify to Zapier. So think, as opposed to actions in other softwares creating actions in Knowify, this is going to be where the process starts in Knowify. And the first one we have here, this icon is for MailChimp. This integration can be built where when you add new clients to Knowify, or if you add a new job to your Knowify account, it automatically adds to MailChimp, which is a software that automates email campaigns. So rather than you having to manually email a customer once you get their business or anything like that, they'll add the email address and the name and all of their contact information to this list and automatically start sending them a weekly, monthly, quarterly email, anything you need like that. It can really help you keep in touch with your customers much more easily. Same thing goes with the Gmail integration, but it's a little bit more direct. It's a little bit more personal. Think, the MailChimp one would be a little bit more for advertising, whereas Gmail could be for, almost like you have Zapier as an extra employee writing emails for you based off of what's happening in your Knowify account. And then the Slack integration, again, this is another notification-based integration, but what we find is that a lot of people want in Knowify the ability to inform the rest of their team, or let's say in this case, the accounts receivable team, when a new invoice has been created. That way they know that they need to collect payment on these invoices. We see companies build integrations where every time a new invoice is logged into Knowify, it sends a message to an accounts receivable channel that says, here's the name of the customer, how much they owe us, and the due date of this invoice. That way, everyone is in touch. There's no manual adjustment. They don't need to log into Knowify to look for this specific invoice. They're all just getting notified as each action is performed. Then there's also flows, and this is what TAC is going to be demonstrating for us, or speaking more of. And that's when we have Zapier triggering different actions in Knowify. For instance, if we have a CRM package like Pipedrive, you can have it automatically create new jobs in Knowify or create new clients in Knowify when, let's say, a deal gets to a certain stage. This way, you can manage the relationship with your client in the in your CRM software, since that's where they specialize. But then once the client has approved the contract and it's time to start managing the project and tracking your costs and budget, that's when it'll automatically enter the information into your Knowify account, so it doesn't need to be entered twice. We can also integrate, through Zapier with a software called Twilio. They work with text messages, and we could do things like text a number, and it'll automatically create a task in your Knowify account. Task management, for those of you who don't know, is a growth feature, and if you upgrade to get Zapier, you'll automatically get your task management as well. And then, for people who have an ever-changing catalog of products and they want to be able to upload to those without having to manually write every line in one at a time into Knowify, or if you have a mass adjustment and you want to just copy and paste, or you don't want to reach out to our team to do a mass import, you can actually connect your Google Sheets account to Knowify and build a catalog there, since it's much faster to create several items at a time, and it'll automatically load into your Knowify catalog. And so now I want to show you a demonstration of building a Zap and what we have, what I'm working with in Knowify to help with my client communication. So if I'm in my Knowify account, I built a two-sided integration which will email new clients just to welcome them as new clients of ours, give them more information about our company info. And I'll also send them an email to notify them when a service job is approaching. So let's say I add a new service job to Knowify, and I add a new client. I'll put in some basic information, and for the email address, I'm going to just put in mine so you can see what the email campaign is going to look like. Submitting this adds a new client. So right off the bat, it's going to email this client to say, thanks for choosing Calicon, anything else about, we guarantee our work will be done, to the top quality, anything that I want to send to a new customer just for them using our business. And then I'll finish creating this ticket, and I'm going to schedule out the appointment. This is going to be done from 2 to 4 by these 2 employees. And I can include additional notes. Please check water heater in basement and perform any fixes. Now, generally, if we wanted to email the customer, we would have to use additional buttons in Knowify. But since I have this automatically set up with Zapier, this will actually automatically run once every 15 minutes with a base subscription to Zapier. So sometimes it could take some time, but I'm going to automatically trigger it so we don't have to wait. And this is what the inside of Zapier looks like. And you can see a couple different Zaps that I'm working with at this point in time. It looks like that one already ran, which means that this one may have as well. I can see I have a new email here, and there's one that's on a new service job. And so here's my first email from adding a new customer. Thanks for choosing Knowify. And it just sends them a little personalized email to thank them for choosing your business and anything else along those lines. And then here's my notification of a new service ticket that's been added. It gives them information about when you'll be showing up, what work we're going to be doing, and it gives them an email address to contact if they have any other questions. And so again, this just automates the flow, so I don't need to manually create these emails, write them separately. It's all just happening through me using Knowify as I normally would, creating new clients, scheduling out service tickets. And now I'm going to actually take Tack off of mute so he can discuss the case with his client who's looking to get a little bit more integration and functionality out of their Knowify account. And Tack, you should be good to go now.
Okay. Well, wow, you're already sharing my screen. So hi again, my name is Tack, and I'm going to talk about my client now. This is my client's landing page, which I designed for lead collection. So Knowify itself is very beautiful software itself, but adding Zapier, we can do a little bit more, like a little bit extra stuff. So what Taryn showed you just now is from Knowify to client. So from apply to other softwares. But what I did here is backwards. What's happening here is people submit the form here on the landing page website, and then through Zapier, all those submitted data is going to be forwarded to the Knowify through Zapier, and then you don't have to basically you don't have to punching all the information manually by your hand. Zapier do it for you. So that's the automation I created here. Before in the backend, we're using another software called ActiveCampaign. Think about that as a little bit extra, upgraded version of MailChimp. Using that, we can do a little bit more extra email marketings, and then CRM side of it, stuff like that. So adding a little bit additional stuff. But simply what's happening here is form is submitted on the landing page, and then the submitted data is jumping to the ActiveCampaign, again, which is the software we're using. And then that triggers Zapier to activate the actual automation, and then sending the entire data to the Knowify, and then create the new clients, and then create the new contract job. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
So I was going to say, even though we don't have the Knowify account up, very similar to what I mentioned when it came to the idea of a Pipedrive integration, is that when the customer fills this out, it's automatically adding a new customer to their Knowify account and adding a new job, so you know that it's a lead that you need to start tracking.
Yeah, so the beauty of this Zapier integration is that when this happens, do this, you can set up the automation like that. So in this case, with Pinnacle, this website, I set it up so when new contact is created in ActiveCampaign, send the information to Knowify and create the new contact and then contract job. That's all that's happening.
Excellent. And Mark, it sounds like you had some questions as well.
I was just wondering, probably, how much work, because I'm pretty sure that everyone is following this webinar and thinking, all right, I get it. I have to create my Zaps, but how do I do it, right? How much work I have to put into creating a Zap? Is it something that it requires, a consultant or an expert, or I can do it myself? If you can elaborate a little bit on that.
Okay, so there are pretty much three processes, three steps involved. One is initial setup. So what I do is go into your website or go into your system, and then make sure that everything is compatible, everything is capable of working together, and then if need be, create the new landing page or new set of the automation system, like a base of the automation system. And then going into the testing phase, which basically we send out the test submit form, make sure that automation is working properly. If it's not working, or if I find any issue within the test phase, make sure that the API is connected properly, which by the way, Terry helped me a lot on that with Pinnacle, and then this Knowify integration. And then launch. So after launch, we constantly monitor it just to make sure that everything's working flawlessly. And then if I find any issues, I just go in and fix it. So if you have enough knowledge to cover all that, of course you can do it. It's actually pretty simple. Knowify support team is excellent. Zapier provides a lot of FAQs and knowledge-based stuff, so you can go into that and check that out. And if need be, I'm here to help too.
Yeah, absolutely. And for cases like tax where they're a bit more advanced of Zaps, we do always recommend trying out having an advisor like himself to be able to help you out a little bit. Or if it's a simpler one, I'm just going to show really quickly how easy it can be to build one of these different integrations. The Zapier team has really made sure that it's very straightforward to build a new integration. They have a nice hand-holding user interface where I say make a new Zap. It'll prompt for which app. I can type in Knowify and it'll automatically show up. And it basically says, what do you want the trigger to be? What should cause the action in the other software? So I could do it when adding a new contract job, if there's a new client, new service job. These are the ones we demonstrated earlier. And I mentioned, we have the ability to notify the team when an invoice is created, when a task is created. And so if I want this to, if I want to set up a new Zap, I just choose what the trigger is. It'll test my account to make sure that there's some kind of data that it can reference from the past. It says, okay, here's the client from 0 seconds ago, very recent pull, and it gives us a breakdown of the information. There's Freddie Mercury, who I used earlier. Once I confirm that's correct, the next step will be choosing our action app. So I'm saying, when this new client is added, what do you want to happen? I'll choose Gmail in this situation, and we can choose whether we wanted to create a draft email or just automatically send an email. And there's a variety of different options. They try to be very flexible with this. And then it just asks about, which information do we want to be sent in an email, who do we want to send it to, and it's pulling information from Knowify in this case. So where did I have, who is this sent to? I can open this up and say, I need to send to this new client's email. And again, this will all just automatically fill in as we go. And if you have any questions on setting it up, like Tack said, our support team is great. We're always happy to help out. Don't hesitate to email us, and we can spend some time helping you set all of these up.
And I feel that we'll probably be creating a new playlist on YouTube where we will be showing kind of like the top 10, Zaps that we've seen with our customers. And I feel that those are going to be like very short videos, step by step, that you will be able to follow. So, stay tuned, because we will be announcing that new playlist very soon.
Yeah, absolutely. I'll be definitely launching a new line of YouTube videos that are specifically on building popular integrations. Again, we do see a lot of people who are interested in doing things like having more email notification, creating events in Google Calendar, and a lot of things along those lines. And rather than us just giving you the API key to connect to the Zapier and letting you take from there, we're happy to put together a lot of videos and set up any trainings to show you how to make it work best for your business. And another thing that's very interesting when it comes to Zapier, it doesn't have to always be Knowify to other apps to get Knowify-based integrations. You can even consider that, Knowify sends emails, and you can integrate those emails with other software. So the possibilities are just about endless. If there's something that you're looking to do, don't hesitate to reach out. There's always a chance that we can find a way to make it work. So that's the end of the presentation that we had laid out, but I did see some questions come in, so I'd like to get a little bit of Q&A time done. Let's see if I can find the chat. Seems to be struggling to pop up. Mark, is it showing up on your side?
Yeah, we can see it here. I think we had a couple of questions. So first one about Pipedrive. I think that they would like to see a case study or something like that. Pipedrive is it's probably the most used Zap. And we actually use Zapier also internally, and we also use Pipedrive. So that's something that we can definitely demonstrate. And I think that Terry, that's going to be probably one of the first videos that we will have, right?
Yeah, and I actually, let's see if I can set this up, because I believe I set something up just specifically for this situation. So here's my Zapier example. Well, the idea is that Zapier has, Pipedrive has a option in your Zapier account to create a new action when a deal matches a filter. So what you can do is add a new filter in your Pipedrive account and say, as long as it fits into this specific filter, I want you to perform the following action in your Knowify account. In this case, it creates both a new client and a new contract job in my Knowify account. So whenever we we can have a specific filter or a specific trigger in our Pipedrive account. So when we're ready to add new clients to Knowify, we can do it right through Pipedrive without having to go into Knowify and manually re-enter the information. Did we have any other questions on that?
We also had questions around, pricing and what subscription you need to have to actually enjoy Zapier.
Yeah, absolutely. So I'll pull up our pricing page really quick. It does involve a growth package in order to get your Zapier integration with Knowify. You do, again, get a lot of other awesome features out of this, like our task management. You get an increase of number of active jobs, and then a couple of extra reports and project management features in there as well, such as RFI management. And if you're ever interested in upgrading, don't hesitate to reach out to us. You can either email support@knowify.com or AR as an accounts receivable at knowify.com, and either of our teams will be happy to process the upgrade for you.
This was something that our client didn't know, so we ended up upgrading the plan. We just did the quick skim through or quick Google research, and then found out that we had to upgrade to the higher version of the plan to integrate Zapier and ActiveCampaign. So yeah, that's what happened with my
and
clients.
we do give you the option actually in your admin section to upgrade yourself if you ever want to jump in before contacting our team. So whatever works best for you, just let us know. Zapier also does have a free version of the software. So it does have limits on how many zaps how many different actions can happen in Zapier every month. How many zaps you can build at a time, and that will run, I believe, once every 15 minutes. But you can upgrade to have it run more often. For instance, our account runs every 5 minutes to keep us updated a little bit faster, and we can have much more active zaps in our account at a time. And their pricing is very reasonable. I believe it gets up to $20 a month, which is very affordable considering how much time they're going to save you with all of their automations built into your Knowify account.
I think we had another very good question, right? So I want to build a Zap. What do I do? Should I, contact Knowify? Should I contact TAC? Should I contact Zapier? I mean, Terrin, what is your take there?
Yeah, so I would say if you are feeling confident, feel free to try it out yourself. But if you'd like help, don't hesitate to reach out to our support team. Again, it's just support@knowify.com, and we'll set up a screen share session where we'll walk you through the whole process, get a better idea of what you're trying to accomplish, and help you set that up. And then if it's something more advanced that even our team can't do on our own, that's where we can put you in touch with TAC and his team, and he'll be able to help do things like set up that web form for you, which is something that, if your team can't do it, our team can't do it, he's happy to spend some time, set up the website of it for you, integrate it with Zapier, through that, integrate it to your Knowify account. And so, it's really whatever works best for your situation and your business.
I feel that the option of contacting Zapier directly, I don't think that they're going to be able to help in specific cases. So you might want to try Knowify first. And if it's something that requires some sort of custom work, then we might refer you to one of our advisors like TAC.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, that's what I actually exactly did. I've contacted Zapier, and then they basically refer me to the FAQ, which was actually really helpful. But what I wanted to do was a little bit more advanced. So I talked to Terrin, and he helped me through it, basically. So I really thank you on that. Depending on what type of automation you want to do, we wanted to maximize our online ad effort on a client landing page. So we ended up doing a little bit of advanced stuff. So if you're trying to do the really basic stuff, Terry or his team could definitely help you out. If you need a little bit more tricky stuff, I'll be happy to help too.
Awesome. And I think that may be just about it for questions. Do you see anything else in there, Mark?
I didn't see anything else other than people asking again about the subscription. So yes, indeed, it does require growth right now. And it's mainly due to the fact that it will require much more hand-holding on our team, which we've already seen. Zapier, as easy as they try to keep it, it will require support, and it will require probably Terrin and Terrin's team working with you to make sure this app works as you expect. So that's actually why it's in our growth package.
Yeah, and the setup session will rarely require more than an hour of your time to set up, but we do recommend that you do work with our team at first, and then any troubleshooting moving forward, we're always happy to jump to it as fast as possible. Okay, great. It seems like that's all we have for today. Thanks, Tack, again for joining in today. I'm really happy we got a chance for you to discuss a little bit more about how you saw.
Well, same to you. Thank you very, very much for inviting me over.
Yeah, and we were great. Happy to see how Pinnacle solved their problem of having clients sign up on the website, how it's working with Knowify. And I'm happy I got a chance to show you a little bit more about what Zapier does and how it can really help your business. We will be posting this recording on YouTube, so if you guys want to view it at a later date, feel free to check out our channel. And if you have any other questions, never hesitate to reach out to us at support@knowify.com. Thanks everyone again for joining in, and have a nice rest of your day.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you. Bye.